Good morning, Dip. All right, Ocean inspired me, and a lot of stories and a lot of comments and a lot of tagging me and things, and this is the common theme. Old topic I want to readdress because we have to constantly come back to the basics at every single moment, all the time. I constantly am. In all industries, simple is always going to be a solution, and fundamentals and foundations can't be bypassed, can't be sped up, can't be ignored. So, cause of injuries. When you become injured, what I'm talking about injury and healing, I'm not talking about your symptoms or your pain going away. I'm not talking about that trick ankle feeling better. I'm not talking about your back not spasming anymore when you sit all day. I'm not talking about you not feeling your shoulder when you go ahead and stir the bowl of food or open a door or use the steering wheel. What I'm talking about is an entire remodel of your whole being. And as a side effect, your body finishes healing whatever the damaged tissue was to a level that it doesn't need your attention anymore. Because that's why you felt it in the first place. That's the only reason we feel anything. It's just to get our attention and communicate to us things going on around us, how we're doing. And if we have these responses, these symptoms of healing, because all feelings are healing, and everyone's saying that, but nobody's practicing that, FYI. So beware of that. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to injuries. I'm not talking about like, oh, my shoulder feels better. Or yeah, my back doesn't hurt anymore. I took a walk and my ankle's great. No, not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, of course, that as a side effect, but what I'm talking about is you were walking 4 miles, now you're walking 8. Or now you're walking 4 fast and you didn't even know it. Or now you're walking 4 carrying something. Or now you're walking 4 and you stumbled and fell and rolled and got back up and kept going. Because I hear a lot of this like, I hurt my ankle or I hurt my arm and I just kept working, TJ, because fucking injured move more. And I just kept walking and oh my God, it felt better. That's kind of what I'm saying, but not really, in that you addressing feel as a sign of success, a sign of you don't have to do anything. We are constantly, like when that pain went away, or that symptom went away, or that's when the body doesn't need your attention anymore to make you aware of what your environment is, that's when you train. Even harder than you did before. Not, I stubbed my toe, I just said, fuck it, kept walking, it went away. Holy shit, you're a genius, TJ. No, I'm not. The body is. But what you did now is you stubbed your toe, you had an impulse, you had an amount of something come into your body that you weren't prepared to handle, body got damaged, got your attention, healed enough to where your awareness of it was gone. Now you have to train that toe and how that toe connects to that calf and that ankle and that knee and those hips and that spine and those shoulders and those elbows and those hands and the other foot and the other knee and the other hip. Like, it has to sync up all that so that that stubbed toe, the feeling of the pain that you were supposed to have to make you aware that you weren't able to do that environment now doesn't shift to a cockeyed limp of some kind, or rolling to the outside of the foot, or all these nerdy things that everybody's measuring. Just understand that with every little insult like that, pain going away or the symptom not being there, that's when you pile it on even more. Because just stubbing of a toe, you could be better in your environment. Just slipping, falling, putting your hand out, damn, I just jammed my wrist. You could be better than your environment. Better than you were at that moment. And that's what I'm talking about. That is injury, that is healing, that is rehab or training. When you do it true, when training is true, the entirety of the system goes to a level greater than prior to the injury. And if you've had surgery, I need the serious nature of this, because that's like, wow, every single time I do something, man, I've got a lot of work to do. Yeah. And if you've chosen surgery, you're not an idiot. You're not all left out in the cold and just fuck you and no surgery and oh my God, you're so stupid. How could you possibly choose surgery? That's no longer the story. But if you've chosen it, the reality is because of that input, because they cut you, anesthetize you, put in new tissue or a new appliance, and kind of numbed you out of what you were supposed to feel prior to that point, you need to train true 4 to 5 times greater than what you even thought it was. So that's the serious nature of it. And understand this, with injuries or with these feelings or with these tightness, with this fear and apprehension or with this swelling, with this inflammation, with these bone spurs, with these curved spines, with these herniated discs, with this nerve pain, with this neuropathy, with all these things that come along with this stuff, every time you choose a practitioner that does something to you to make you feel better and just bailed you out, you just numbed and quieted and put earmuffs on this conversation that the body's trying to have with you and the brain's trying to have with you. The body keeps score. So you may have bailed out somebody, or you may feel a little better for a short period of time, or everybody justifies it, well, because I adjusted them, or because I massaged them, or did body work, or released all these emotions and all this bullshit, they were then able to move better. And I saw it right there. Your body's able to move to a capacity that it knows it's able to handle at that moment. Just like with a baby, if we stood it up, we're like, fucking walk, baby. Why are you laying in the crib all this time? You should be up walking. That's a chiropractor. That's an acupuncturist. That's a massage therapist. That's a body worker. That's a physical therapist. That's all these fuckwads that are doing all these things to think that you should be further along. I'm going to trick you out so that you can function at a greater level. Because I just numbed you out, tricked you out, doped you out, did all this stuff. Body keeps score. At some point, it's going to catch up to these bailouts. And guess who's not around at those moments? Your acupuncturist, your chiropractor, your massage therapist, your body worker, your emotion person, your physical therapist, your trainer, occupational therapist. All these people aren't around when shit absolutely hits the fan. And it doesn't always come up around the joint that you had before, or around the concern that you had before. But when you have somebody that's like dealing with it and you see it and it's like, God damn, you guys just don't heal. What's going on out here? Oh, you've employed the world to get you in line, to get you unsubluxated and that bullshit, to get your tight muscles down, to get, oh my God, stop. And here's another thing, to spot check an injury. For instance, my elbow hurts. Here's 6 exercises for the elbow. Feels better, right? And it's stronger. Did you do anything for your toes and the rest of your body to catch up with the elbow or exceed the elbow so it could hold the elbow onto the body with ease? No? Okay. A strong elbow on a weak body will fuck you up. Strong feet on a weak body will fuck you up. So it's not only just going into an area that is giving you concern or for you to be aware of, it's shifting the entirety of everything. Everything. And the common denominator to every form of healing you could possibly imagine is movement. It was our first language. That's it. So if it's not a denominator across the board that we're dealing with on a daily basis to a level greater than anything you've ever experienced, physically, intellectually, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, I've already said, if you're not exceeding that with your training in truth, you're doing yourself a disservice. And that's fine if you just accept, like, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's cool. Just be quiet. Just stop talking about it then. But if you're concerned and if you don't want to live imprisoned what appears by your own body, true freedom and sovereignty is being able to explore and being able to engage in this life at the highest extent of your being, higher every year. Because it's not about living forever, it's about going out as high as you can, experiencing these sensations that this life presents to us and that our body's equipped, infinite sensations that we can experience to the highest level, but all of them to the highest level. That's what it's all about. And then whatever we're gifted, whatever we experience, we transition peacefully because we get the way this whole thing is. We're not trying to avoid death, because avoidance of death does not mean health. Much to the chagrin of everybody else around you who's bought that hook, line, and sinker. There's more to it than that. So again, when I'm talking about injuries and when I'm talking about healing under true training, It is not making some specific joint feel better. It's not just saying fuck it and move through and keep going. When pain subsides or when the symptoms are gone, that's when you take it to another level. You start your training process in the face of the gnarliest of symptoms. You don't wait to feel better to then start your plan, or wait till you get strong to then start getting strong. If you're in a bed, you're going to start it right now. If you're in a car, you're going to start it right now. If you're in a wheelchair, you're going to start it right now. Hell, that's how Pilates came about. That's why I make fun of Pilates so much and all these passionate Pilates people. It was for training for people in hospital beds because they were supposed to move too, according to Joe Pilates, and I couldn't agree more. So again, every injury is an opportunity, and if you do it true, the whole system will function to a level greater than it did before. Now imagine if you had the gift of 4 to 5 injuries a year because you were living life so hard and you understood the concept of why all injuries occur and truly what training is, and could sift out all the bullshit around you and do this whole thing on your own every day, as soon as you wake up, to all throughout your day, to all throughout wherever you're at for your job, to all throughout wherever you live, whatever your income level, education level, race, sex, doesn't matter. The body only knows one thing: heal and adapt and regenerate to the proposed environment that you put it in. That's the design. It needs struggle. It needs resistance to grow. You must feel in order to heal. A lot of tidbits in here. I hope you're writing them down because I probably will repeat them again. Peace.